Man, we gotta talk about this Super Bowl, man. 'Cause I think I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about you guys, man. It was a great time seeing like a good game, like a great game
Yeah.
overall, and then just seeing Mahomes winning his second one. Even though Jalen Hurts and them lost, it was just amazing to see Jalen Hurts still played on like a high note,
Yeah.
no
Right.
matter the outcome.
I'd say it's the best Super Bowl I've seen in my lifetime, just from a neutral standpoint. Like, it was back and forth the whole game, and it really just came down to who finished with the ball. Mahomes played great. I thought Jalen Hurts almost kind of outplayed him. I thought Jalen Hurts could have won MVP, but you're never gonna get it when you lose. I just think it really came down to that one last second. Who was gonna get the ball was gonna win. I don't know what you thought about it.
No, I definitely agree. I personally like watching. I was watching the door with my friends, and it was clear. It was, at least to me, it was clear to me that Jalen Hurts was the best player on the field that day. Like
Oh,
just
guaranteed.
just from not only playing a traditional role as a pocket passer and delivering his passes to Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, but what do you have, like 70 yards on the ground and
Yeah.
3 touchdowns?
Yeah, man.
Like when you're able to control the field on a passing attack and a rushing attack, there's no way for the defense to guard you. Plus, I don't know if you guys probably knew, like, bro, the offensive line for the Eagles is crazy. Like that QB sneak that they continuously ran throughout the whole game, it was automatic every time. Just because they were just the positions that they were at, it was just so, like, for like a football nerd, I knew it was, like, for the football nerds, it was great to see because it was the way that they got in position to block for Hurts was textbook. So I thought Hurts was the best player on the field that day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm go back to that QB sneak play. I saw a stat while watching the game. It was like the Eagles were like 35 out of 39 on converting that
That's
all season.
crazy.
Which, I mean, when you have a guy like Jalen Hurts, it's easy to get the first downs. But I don't take nothing away from that performance. It was fantastic. But I do want to mention how, like, the Eagles' defense, all year everyone was saying, yeah, like, one of the best units, but the Chiefs really kind of,
It was a lot of motion that was kind of like throwing them. It was like the motion routes where it was a motion in, motion back out, and then threw their coverages off. And, it was crazy because it was a lot of open plays where they ran the out route, and it was just like open.
Those two scores, one to Tony, he was motion on the right, and then they
Sky
quick
Moore.
snap
Moore.
open. Sky Moore was wide open.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, and just to let y'all know that Tom, we're not going to mention anything about FanDuel to Tom because Tom is soaking that Devontae Smith was like 2 yards away from scoring, and he could have won $550, ladies and gentlemen.
That's tough.
It's all right. I mean,
It was okay. The FanDuel guys didn't let you be great.
it was a free bet,
All right, did you get your Gronk free bet?
Yeah, I did.
I did, and I lost by like 2 legs.
I don't think I've used it yet.
I used it. I lost by 2 legs because they couldn't get 4 assists. Like, come on, Jordan Clarkson. Could gave me 2 assists. You could have. No, you could give me 4 assists, but no, you didn't want to do that. Give me 3. That's crazy.
Clarkson's a scorer, man.
Yeah, I should have known better. I was being too greedy.
But yeah, it was tough to watch, especially when Devontae Smith had that catch, and I was like, if he's just a little bit closer, he would have scored.
Oh man, and then like overall, like they was like evenly matched overall. It wasn't like none was dominant. It was just a game of chess. It was just Andy Reid just know how to win and help them win. And to think that Mahomes won without Tyreek Hill.
Well, yeah. Another thing I want to back to the motion play real quick. I saw a clip of, I think it was like whenever the Eagles and Jags played, it was a clip of Jamal Agnew doing that same play. So funny thing is, Doug Peterson's the head coach of the Jaguars, and he designed the play that ultimately won the Chiefs the Super Bowl. So think about that.
I saw a clip. Andy Reid, they interviewed him about the play, and he said it's a play we call corn dog. And it worked every time. They didn't just run it.
Corn dog.
Such an Andy Reid.
That's an Andy Reid
name
type
for
Such
a
an
play.
Andy Reid.
And he said every time
Big
we ran
Andy,
it,
man.
we got a first down or a touchdown. And I did call my Sky Moore impact last week on the pod.
You did.
Everyone called me crazy. He might have had one catch, but he scored.
Hey, I was the only one that said the Chiefs were gonna win, and I also said the Bucker was gonna win the game.
No, I had the Chiefs winning too. Listen, from my time watching football, I learned one thing: you can never count out Patrick Mahomes, man.
Hell no, man.
It's like, even though it's like kind of early, I think it's kind of clear that he's gonna be one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, arguably the greatest.
Oh yeah,
Just off talent wise, I personally think he's top 2, just personally. But listen, man, and I think one thing that allowed him to win the game was that pass game that he had against Tom Brady in the playoffs. Because I think when Tom Brady kind of controlled that fourth quarter, that kind of taught to Patrick Mahomes, like, listen, this is what you do to manage the game and not only put up stats, but to win the game. And I think he kind of put that forefront in this year's Super Bowl, because if you look, even though that last minute play with James Bradbury, that was kind of tough. I thought it was a bad call, but if you see the way Patrick Mahomes like maneuvered the clock, I think that was textbook for a young quarterback to learn, because you cannot. It's not all about just knowing when to throw the ball or how to make a throw. It's all about managing the clock as well. So I think Patrick Mahomes put on the clinic with that.
I think it just takes time. I think, right now, a lot of young QBs, they just got to take the bumps and bruises early and just have to learn as time. I think Jalen Hurts is them and the Eagles probably going to make it back to another Super Bowl in the future. I believe they will.
Right.
It's just a lot of things change overnight. Like after the Super Bowl, offensive coordinator, now the Colts head coach, defensive coordinator is the Cardinals head coach.
Right.
So, hopefully, when they replace those two positions, I wonder who gonna get hired. Did Cliff get hired yet?
Cliff's just taking his money and he's just going on vacation.
Imagine if Cliff go to the Eagles as an OC. Boy, oh boy.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
He's a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he is. That's the crazy thing about it, man.